Hi, I'm Joe from School of Rock North Buffalo. When we're not making musicians, we're also fixing gear. So if you have a guitar or bass in need of love, if you need new strings, please bring it in. We'll be more than happy to help you. So not only do we do instruction and performance-based music, we also fix gear. So please bring it down to 9310 Trends Road, East Amherst, or you can give me a call at 716-317-7625. Again, School of Rock North Buffalo. We make musicians and we fix your gear.
On this episode, Danny Schuler from BIOHAZARD.
Welcome to this episode of Talking About Rock. I'm Rob Edwards. Here we bring you rock interviews from veteran and upcoming artists. Subscribe on our YouTube channel to stay up to date. Follow us on our social media and our website, talkingaboutrock.com. Today we have for you hardcore legends BIOHAZARD. They've emerged from their decade-long hibernation, reuniting the original lineup for a new album, Divided We Fall. Next up, Danny Schuler from BIOHAZARD on Talking About Rock. Okay, joining us now from BIOHAZARD, let's welcome Danny Schuler. Danny, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, man. So this is the first album in over a decade from BIOHAZARD. This album's been a long time coming. Tell us a little bit about putting this together here.
Well, the album was a long time coming because the band wasn't really doing anything for a long time. The band got back together in 2023. We started doing some shows. We started touring. And, everybody started talking about, hey, why don't we do a record? Our managers and everybody. And that was it. It was just like we started talking about it. We started getting together with the purpose of like writing songs and seeing how that went. After a while, we kind of hit our stride and the songs just kind of came quick and boom. Next thing you know, we're making a new BIOHAZARD album. It Divided We Fall. Here we are.
Yeah, you guys were selling out some shows at the beginning there. You got back together. I saw it was really clicking for you.
Yeah. It was really exciting.
Yeah, and when I was reading the recording sessions, I think took place at Shorefire Recording Studios in Long Beach, and then
Long Branch.
New
and
Jersey, then you guys
yep.
headed over to Van Nuys for Hideaway to do some engineering work there as well.
Yeah. We I live on the East Coast, so it was easier to kind of just do everything at Long Branch. It's a great studio, Shorefire, and our friend Joe runs that place. We've worked there before. And the reason I love that place, aside from having all the great gear, is that it's like one big room. And it gives a band like us, we like to record as live as possible. So it gives us the room to like set up live in the room and record that way. So that's what we did.
Yeah, definitely. The tracks have a lot of crunch, a lot of bite. Definitely like the old BIOHAZARD days, hitting heavy. Definitely really, really digging the tracks. Some great stuff. I was reading a little bit more through your history. And so you replaced the original drummer, Anthony Meo, who passed in 2023. And I was reading you guys were longtime childhood friends also.
Yeah. Anthony Meo was the original drummer for BIOHAZARD. He was a little bit older than me. He went to school with my older brother, Joe, when we were kids. But I've known Anthony Meo since I'm like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old, like I knew him my whole life. And when BIOHAZARD started, he was the drummer. I used to go see their shows. And when he left the band, I called him first, like, hey, Ant, I'm coming into BIOHAZARD now. Are you okay with that? And he was cool with it. And we remained friends always. And he even came up and played with us a few times in the last couple of years. And unfortunately, he got really sick, and it was a horrible thing. And We lost him 2 years ago. He's a
Yeah,
great guy.
we're definitely so sorry to hear that news. We seem to be losing people all the time lately. I mean, just today, people have medical issues, health issues going on. Ace
Yeah,
Frehley's got medical issues. He's canceling his tour.
I heard.
I
Yeah,
was just reading the guy from Tiger Tales, just passed away, and then I just read it just before you popped in here. Gene Simmons has just been in a car accident in Malibu, so it's like,
is he okay,
what's
Gene Simmons?
yeah, I get they didn't really give much information on it. It just happened. Just before we started this interview, it just popped up. I'm like, here's another one.
Wow.
It's just like crazy stuff going on lately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the older we all get, the harder it is the more work it takes to stay healthy. And sometimes you get sick, sometimes things happen. It's just the nature of life, unfortunately,
Yeah, definitely. The
like,
older we
like,
get, yeah, the
yeah,
harder it is to bounce back. So another question I had for you. We see a lot of drummers, kind of over the years, kind of run out of gas. It's probably the most physical spot in the band, being the drummer, right? How
yeah.
do you keep yourself from kind of overdoing it?
Well, you have to train. You have to train for it. I mean, that's what I do. You know, when uh, when the band is going to be doing some shows, I practice every day. I exercise every day. I watch what I eat. I try to, just take care of my body, and that's what it takes in order to play drums at a high level, high energy level. You know what I mean? So yeah, I work out every morning and practice every single night, you know, always to just to keep it sharp and keep myself in drumming shape, because it is a very physical job. And I think it is the hardest job in the band. It is definitely the most physical job. I mean, it is an athletic endeavor, going up and playing the drums in a heavy metal hardcore band or whatever you want to call it. Takes a lot of energy, man. It's definitely a workout. So yeah, just got to stay healthy.
Definitely, definitely. And in the early days, obviously, the drummer has the most equipment you guys got to put together and tear down back in the day. Last guy
Yeah,
off the stage, usually, getting his stuff together. But yeah, so
yeah,
that's
yeah,
definitely the way to do it, though. So let's go back a little bit to that show in 2023. Biohazard gets announced as the headliner for this first day of the Milwaukee Metal Fest. Tell us about getting back in front of the fans for that. That had to be just amazing.
yeah. I mean, it had been. I mean, that was in 2023, so it was like 8 or 9 years since we had played a show together, and it was even longer than that we had played a show with Evan. That was our first show back with Evan in a very long time, and probably 12 years or something, or 13 years. And yeah, it was just a trip. I was really looking forward to it, and when it happened, it's amazing how it kind of like went right back into the way we used to do things. Like it was so natural and easy. The rehearsals for that show, it was like so simple to just be with everybody and play all the songs. You know what I mean? It was easy. And yeah, getting back together and doing that one show, it's like wow, it just totally blew my mind. It was such a trip to do it again. And now, I mean, we get to do it some more. It's great. I love it. I never take it for granted.
Yeah, definitely getting that hot, shot of adrenaline pumping, seeing those shows. And that's kind of what makes the Biohazard show, not just a show, an experience, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely are the type of band that puts all our energy and effort and everything into the show. We're not phoning it in. Some bands maybe do that. Um, for us, it takes all our energy and everything to do the show, and we put everything we got into it. So it is an experience. It's not just a show; it's an experience, and
Yeah,
the
definitely.
audience is a big part of what we do, for sure.
Yeah, and it's definitely a 100% live experience. These guys are up there, kicking butt every show for these folks. Yeah. So the new singles you guys got out, you got Forsaken out and F the System are out now from the upcoming release, Divided
Yeah.
We Fall. Is there going to be another single dropping that you can maybe tell us a little bit about or?
Well, there's actually been four singles so far.
Okay.
Forsaken was the first one. F the System was the second one. Then we released Eyes on Six. I don't know if you heard that one. And
Yeah, that actually is what got me back into you guys. I saw that track come out and I'm like,
yeah,
this is amazing. You
yeah,
know?
I love that song. And
Yeah.
the final pre-release song that we put out a couple weeks ago was Death of Me, which was just like a visualizer kind of video that we put out. And yeah, so I mean, we put out four singles before the album even come out, just kind of like letting everybody know, like, yo, we got a great bunch of music here, and here it is, you know. So I'm hoping everybody likes the whole album when it comes out October 17th.
Yeah, definitely going to be killer. So for the two singles we talked about first, Forsaken and F the
Hmm.
System, we have the links on
Yeah,
our site. If you folks out there want to check it out, in our Hall of Video, we got the links to all their videos at talkingaboutrock.com. You guys can check that out. And Biohazard will be out on their Divided We Fall tour this fall. You guys have got support from Onyx, Bayway, and Swollen Teeth. I was reading here.
yeah. Yeah, we're starting up again October 23rd in Pontiac, Michigan. We're really excited. I think it's a cool bill. You know, Swollen Teeth is, I guess, kind of a new band doing something a little different. And Bayway is a really good band from New Jersey who I know and I've seen before, and they're excellent. And Onyx is Onyx, you know, it's a kind of a classic hip hop kind of vibe, and then we go up and we do our show. So I think it's a good, like, diverse, older band, newer band kind of bill. I think there's something for everybody there. So yeah, we start up again October 23rd into November, into early November. We're going to be playing New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, all around the area, and a lot more touring next year too.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And it's funny
we're going to be busy.
you mentioned the hip hop thing because I think Biohazard was one of the first bands that kind of meld all that stuff together, right?
Mm.
Metal, hip hop, and hardcore, and kind of meld it all together in their songs. You guys were one of the first bands to do that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, there were other bands that were doing it too, but I think we did it very naturally, you know. And I think that a lot of that was because of where we were from. You know, we grew up in New York. I grew up in Brooklyn, and I was surrounded by the music in the streets. You know, growing up, and aside from like the rock stuff and the metal stuff and the hardcore and punk and everything, there was hip hop. You know, it was a part of our lives growing up. So it was very natural for us to kind of integrate that into what we do. You know, and there's been other bands that have done it. You know, we weren't the first, but I like to think that we did it very authentically.
Yeah, definitely. Would you say there's any drummers that really influence your sound, maybe even still today?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a million drummers that influence, the way I play. I mean, going back to John Bonham and Bill Ward and jazz drummers, I still listen to, and you know, um, even punk and hardcore drummers. Like Earl Hudson from the Bad Brains, huge influence on the way I play, and Will Shepler, who's one of the earlier Agnostic Front drummers, and he was in Madball. Mackie from the Cro-Mags, Louis from Carnivore. So many great drummers came out of like the New York scene. It's just amazing. Like every band had this amazing drummer. Armand from Sick of It all great drummers, all inspire me, to do what I do. So I feel very lucky to be to know all these guys and been able to see them play all these years, and like I said, very inspirational. And even in some of the new bands, we just played Furnace Fest the other day in Alabama with all these new bands, younger bands, I should say.
Right.
And, watching some of these younger bands, they have so much energy. It's amazing. And they're doing different stuff. They're really innovating things. And a lot of the drummers are just like, wow, like incredible, just so fast and precise and technically like really at a very high level. I was very impressed, very inspired by that. So yeah,
Very
it's
cool. Yeah,
great, man. I
it's
love
always
it.
good to see those younger bands kind of taking up that mantle a little bit because we hope
Yeah,
that's the
yeah, it's great.
case. We hope that's what's going to happen, right? And not let
Yeah,
this music kind of die out or change out or whatever you want to call it.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, we're all inspired by something and somebody, And it's great that this heavy music stuff keeps going. It keeps evolving. I'm always excited to see what the next evolution of this is going to be. What band is going to be the one that does something different that becomes a new
Right.
standard?
That's what we're all
Always
kind
looking
of
for that.
waiting for, looking for,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, always, always. Yeah, it's great. Very interesting to me. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and I find it interesting that you mentioned about the jazz drummers, and I've heard a couple different drummers kind of mention that, and
Hmm.
I never really thought about that at first until as of late, probably within the last year or so, that they were doing a lot of this stuff way early on, way back when, and so many people kind of took that the next step farther.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, when I was a little kid, I used to really pay attention to a lot of that. Growing up in New York City, we had like the public broadcast system, PBS, and they used to have like jazz, like seasons of like jazz videos that they would play on Channel 13 in New York, and I used to watch that all the time. And it was like I remember watching Louis Bellson big band, and him playing double bass, the old jazz drummer playing two bass drums, and of course Buddy Rich. I used to watch Buddy Rich and listen to him, and it's just amazing, his chops, the power of his playing. Got to meet Buddy Rich once in New York City when I was a kid. It was pretty amazing, really exciting. So
And
yeah,
I
that's
see you
my son
guys
playing
just,
drums right now.
yeah, that's awesome.
He's playing. You hear that noise? Yeah,
That's
I don't know
excellent.
if you hear it. Yeah.
That's excellent. No, I can't really hear it, but I was also just seeing on your site you guys announced this Sunday in Los Angeles Biohazard listening party,
Mhm.
and you guys are going to be having a meet and greet also. It looks like as well.
Yeah, Billy will be there to meet people. The whole band's not going to be there, obviously, but Billy will be there. Yeah, it's a listening party for the record.
Excellent, excellent. And the other show that I thought was really cool, you guys got a homecoming show coming up at the
Hmm.
Warsaw in Brooklyn
Hmm.
on the
Yeah.
28th. You got to be excited about that. Kind of be back
Oh
into the
yeah.
stomping grounds.
Yeah, totally. Great. The Warsaw is such a cool place too, It's an awesome place. They serve like pierogies there. It's like it's in the Polish part of the town. You know what I mean? So they,
That's the
they have like
best
an old
food.
lady cooking pierogies in the club, which is awesome. But yeah, no, Warsaw's a great big place, really cool. And I think it's going to be an exciting night. It's been a long time since we've actually played in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? When the band first got back together, we did a couple of New York shows, but it was all in Manhattan. You know,
Right.
but this show is going to be in Brooklyn, so for us, that's totally our hometown. We're excited.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of cool dates coming up. And you folks out there, you can check out the full list of dates at biohazard.com to check that out, man. So definitely, and best of luck on the new album and the new tour, Divided
Thank
We
you.
Fall. That sounds amazing, man. Thank you so much for checking in with us and stopping by, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate the time, man.
All right,
Take
and you
care, brother.
folks out there, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Talking About Rock, and we hope you're out there keeping the torch alive and supporting live music wherever you are. Danny, again, thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you.